Welcome back to Fork This City. This is episode 6, and today we're taking you on a ride. First up, it's Don Angie, home of the famous lasagna, the one that somehow lives up to the hype even after being posted 10,000 times a day. We talk about what worked, what surprised us, and why people keep chasing a reservation. And then it's Industry Kitchen, a masterclass in how to test a diner's patience, no Aperol, cheese getting rationed like it's a post-apocalyptic dairy shortage, service moving at a pace that made us check if time had stopped entirely. It was chaotic, it was confusing, it was one of the worst culinary experiences we've ever had. And yes, we're bringing it all down today. The highs, the lows, and the absolute head scratchers, all coming up on episode 6 of Fork This City. I am your co host, Josh Einbinder, joined alongside the one and only Gabby Martin.
Hello, I'm Gabby Martin, aka Instagrubs. Give it up to Josh for that intro. That was truly one of a kind. I almost think if you don't feel like listening to the whole episode, you could just listen to that and you will know how we feel about both of those places. But we are going to kick it off with Don Angie. So, Don Angie is probably one of the hardest reservations to get in, other than the corner store, Fort Charles, Polo Bar. Do you
Yeah,
agree? Yeah.
Teresi.
Teresi. No, maybe. Yeah. And Don Angie has always been a restaurant that if you ask like 9 out of 10 people in New York City what their favorite place is, I feel like a good amount say Don Angie, including Benji from Benji's Buns from last episode.
He did love those lasagna cartwheels.
So I'll tell my story first about how I was always yearning to get in, and then we can rate the food. So I run Instagrubs, the food blog. I have about 58,000 followers, and I had some brilliant idea for those Wicked fans out there that if I wrote a song to the Wizard and I about the lyrics and what it will be like when I finally get into Don Angie, that I could sing it online and then it would reach Don Angie's attention, and then they would be like, we have to give this girl a reservation. And I remember I told a few people about that idea, and they said, you cannot make a fool of yourself that way. So, shout out Bob Martin, who agreed to do it. However, that never happened because I ended up getting in. But maybe we're working on it. We're going to show you guys that song.
And Don, Angie, and I would be together at last with a plate of their chrysanthemum salad dressed up in sesame glass. Oh, that garlic tomato caramel, each bite a dream I can tell, but no reason denies, and I just wanna eat at Don Angie.
So Don Angie is actually part of the Quality food group. So they also own Quality Meats, Quality Bistro, Quality Italian, which is famous for their chicken parm pizza. They also have, I believe, Zuzu's in Hudson Yards. They have like a ton of restaurants, but this hands down is the hardest one in their group to get into. I think they're also San Sabino as well,
Mm-hmm.
which
They
is
are
down the road from Don Angie. For me, I got lucky. I got in because I had the Amex All Access on Resi.
fancy.
And that's how I got the reservation. And they always popped up for me, not to brag.
What?
Yes, all the time.
Do they still have
No,
a
because I think they moved to Open Table now.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate, A, that I didn't know that, and B, that they moved to Open Table.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. All these restaurants they're moving, like the corner stores on DoorDash.
yeah.
I don't think Resi has the pull that it once did.
I don't really understand why. Resi used to be like where all the hard ones were.
It was. It still is. There's still a lot of, I mean, Fort
There are
Charles
still a lot of
there.
good ones on it, but I wonder maybe restaurants have to pay to be on them, and I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, vibe. I would say Don Angie's vibe is a 10 out of 10.
It's a great vibe. It's smaller than I thought. The restaurant's not as
Very.
big as because all those other quality restaurants are huge. What I loved about it is it didn't feel like a quality branded restaurant.
Yeah, it's very tiny, which probably makes the getting in there problem worse for us because there's not
Yes.
even a lot of tables.
Yes.
Wow. I can't believe you had all those reservations popping up and never told me. But
I mean, look at the corner store. It happened for me with the corner store a few times.
yeah, that is true. So Vibe is great. They have very nice matchbooks for people who are trying to make a big matchbook collection. I think theirs are really cool. They're like, I think they're red and gold.
And I like the text of how they spell it Don Angie, like the little gold Don Angie lettering, and
Yeah,
I think
you
like
could
the
tell
E
they're
like hangs around.
They're well done, and for the Matchbox people out there, is it Matchbox or Matchbook? I think you could say either.
Either, yeah.
The ones that are not made well are the ones that are like wrapped with a staple. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yes.
ones that are not with the staple are the nice ones, and I believe Don Angie's are the nice ones. La Pecora has a staple, but you're still the best.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so service. Should we talk about service before the food?
So yeah, I'll give my experience. The service was unmemorable for me, and I mean that
Same.
but I mean that in the best way. Like there was nothing wrong. Like
Right. So we have
they
nothing to complain
yeah,
about.
they served food, they refilled the waters, and that was it. I know the table next to us, I think they were celebrating a birthday or an anniversary, not related to the service, but I know that they were like really, really excited to be there. So that was a big takeaway of mine.
Oh, that the table next to was excited to be there was your
Yeah,
takeaway?
kind of random. Just I
That is
remember
very
I
random.
just remember the couple next to us.
That's how people probably felt about us in the corner store, though. We were reeking
We
desperation.
weren't near anyone in the corner store until we had our photo
That's
shoot, though. We were at the
that's
peasant table.
true. So we weren't even near anyone, but if someone was next to us, I think their memory would have been that we were really excited, which I love.
Yes. Yes.
For me, I was hoping you would go first for service because I don't remember the service because I went a year ago, but also I think in terms of service, unmemorable means good or
Good.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better, trust me, when we're going to get into industry kitchen.
Yeah.
We remember the service there, and that was also a long time ago.
If
So
you remember the service, it usually means that either obviously one, it was horrible, or two, you had a waiter going above and beyond to the point where you're like, wow, this is amazing
I
service.
couldn't tell you a time that has happened for me. Can you?
I don't think so.
Well, yeah. And it would be great if we all remember the negative stuff. That is just how our brains work. So jumping into the food. So I love Don Angie, just to preface, mostly positive. Actually, I'm not sure. Now that I think about it, I have more negative things to say
Oh wow.
immediately. I did not like the stuffed garlic flatbread. It didn't give garlic bread to me. It was really cheesy more than bready.
Hmm.
I like a big, like, fat garlic knot. I wasn't into the flat with just a lot of cheese and butter and whatever that
So
stuff is.
devil's advocate, that's why I liked it because I love a garlic knot, but like because it's a higher end restaurant, I like that I felt like I was getting something a little bit more. It's bread at the end of the day, but more premium than a garlic naan.
Why is flatbread more premium?
Not
Bars
that it's
or
more
flatbread?
premium, but like the concept of it. Like, when I go to my local pizza shop, I can get a garlic knot
Yeah, they
on
just
every
want to be
block.
different.
Yeah, and I like. Listen, was it something I'll write home about? No, but I liked it. It was good.
Okay, yeah, everyone I was with really loved it, so I was excited, and then I got it, and it wasn't what I expected.
Hmm.
Whatever. I'm not judging a place based on that alone. Next up, the chrysanthemum salad. I love this salad.
Very good.
So good. Shout out to my cousin J Dog. She makes the best Don Angie salad at home that I would argue, oh, this is such a big compliment to give on the pod, is better than the actual one at Don Angie.
That is cap. I need to try that salad because I always say I've maintained this my entire life. Restaurant food always trumps home food. I think my mom's a great cook. I love you, Lisa, but truth be told, that I always can tell a quality difference between restaurant food and supermarket food. Always, every time.
I grew up with an almond mom, and I think I'm allowed to say this on the pod because she refers to herself that way now because she thinks it's a compliment. So she knows restaurant food is better than what we got at home.
This is how I feel about
Shout
Dos
out to my
Toros.
Lisa.
Yes, we both have moms named Lisa. We love our Lisas.
Yeah, but
Uh,
not their food.
I was gonna say this is kind of how I feel about the difference between Dos Toros and Chipotle. Not to go off on too much of a crazy tangent, is when I'm eating at Chipotle, I feel like it's more like restaurant quality food, and for me, Dos Toros tastes more like it's a little bit more home cooked from a supermarket. Not that
Oh, yeah, we
either,
don't want that.
no, but not that either is necessarily bad. They're different.
Yeah, so the chrysanthemum salad, my cousin J Dog makes a great one at home. She's not gonna like that I call her J Dog, but whatever. Next up is the buffalo milk caramel pasta. For me, this was the star of the show.
Hmm.
However, I went with, I think, 8 people. I
I know
think
what you're gonna say. Yeah.
it came with like 10 pieces. So we
Yes.
each got one. And I actually think I fought for myself, which Usually I don't do to get a second because only two people could get a second because I loved it. They look like little candies, like
Which is
Oreo.
super cute. I love that it looks like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're so adorable and they were delicious, to be honest with you. I don't even remember what they tasted like. I just remember I was obsessed with it and I was like, I need a second. Sorry to all of you guys.
This, I'm so glad you said that. And this is exactly what I was saying this weekend when I ate at Good Days in Brooklyn. These pasta dishes and these pasta places are getting out of hand. I know a lot of these are hand rolled, they have to be filled by hand. 6 pieces, 8 pieces, 10 pieces. Are you kidding me? It's pasta. I don't care if it's manual labor. You guys have to give us more than that, especially when a lot of these places are charging $30+ for 8 or 10 pieces.
Yeah, I'm looking up a
Again,
picture.
at transparency, I'll flash a photo on the screen. Um,
I think there's eight.
at transparency, I would have unlimited pasta. I actually wrote, and I'll put this on screen. I wrote a review of a restaurant called Good Days, the Good Days restaurant in Brooklyn, and I said if I had pasta at transparency, unlimited pasta. You tell me when you can't eat any more pasta, and I'll stop bringing it out.
I do think this is part of the fanciness of it. I hate to say it. I don't like it.
Mm,
I wish I had a lot more of them, but I think portions were too big. For some reason that just isn't fancy. I think it just lowers the quality and I don't know why.
mm, I see. I think I agree with that. Like smaller dishes feels more high end to
Yeah,
some
there's no
extent.
family style Don Angie tier place out there. You're not seeing Teresi for Charles and them doing family style.
Yeah,
Love
agree,
family style though. Not hating
agree.
on it. Prefer it actually. Okay, so the caramel delicious. We just wish it came with more than 8 to 10 pieces. And then obviously if you have a TikTok or Instagram or have a
Or
phone.
if you live on planet Earth, yeah.
No, I bet my parents don't know about it. Um, the lasagna cartwheels are the star of the show.
Yeah.
However, J Dog also makes a great lasagna cartwheel that mimics it, but Don Angie's are different. I'm gonna say I prefer Don Angie's for that one. Wow, I don't even know how to describe them. They're just gorgeous. I think it comes with 6 large lasagna rolls. Honestly, I think I ate a full one and I was so beyond ill. Like, I was so full. I didn't
I,
need
I
that.
I actually think we had one left over to take home.
Between
Uh,
the two of you?
no, we went with 4 people.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
Yeah, I think we each had one because it was it come with
you can't
five
eat
or
more
so.
than one.
They're
I mean, you
big. They're
can.
really big, really good, really delicious. I don't really love lasagna.
I don't either at all.
It's not something I enjoyed eating growing up. It's just one of my least favorite pasta dishes, but it's very tasty. It's delicious. I gave Don Angie a 10 on Belly, and I would say the majority of the reason it got to 10 is because of the lasagna.
I don't think I gave it a 10. I gave it a, I want to say it started with a 9. 9.6, which I think
Mm.
is actually more accurate. I don't think it deserves a 10.
Mm. Well, you know what? Now that you say that, I feel like, did I say this to you the other day? Nothing really should ever get a 10 because I always think there's something better. There's always the next thing. And that's why I'm always hesitant to say something's the best blank I've ever had because I always think something can be overruled, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't like lasagna and I liked it at Don Angie, so I guess that is the best lasagna I've ever had so far.
Mm.
Some things deserve a 10, but I don't think Don Angie does actually. I'm shocked you gave it a 10. I think a 9.6 is very accurate. And
Yeah,
I'll
I mean, that's a very fair score. That's more than fair. That's a very good score.
and then in terms of dessert, the tiramisu was delish.
Best tiramisu out of like the big five or big three. Palma, all I had heard before I went to Palma was how great their tiramisu was, and it was good. Thought
Where?
Don Angie's at Palma.
I've never been.
I thought Don Angie's tiramisu was much better than Palma's. They were both good, but really that was such an enjoyable dessert.
Yeah. And if you watched our episode about Il Cantinori, they did not over powder the tiramisu. And I think whatever they do at Don Angie tastes delicious. There's nothing that is too strong in there, and all the flavors blend together perfectly.
I'm getting war flashbacks to Il Cantinori. I can't. I can't.
And I think for me, that's all I have to say on Don Angie, actually. So is it worth the hype? Fork, yeah.
Fork, yeah, absolutely worth the hype. If you can get a reservation, definitely go. Do I need to run back there? No, but obviously if someone's like, "Hey, I have a reservation," I feel like there's a trend for me. Like I would totally go back,
Yeah.
1,000%.
Oh, wait, I forgot to say why I think I gave it a 9.6. I just remembered.
Hmm.
I've never felt so sick in my life after a meal. I actually felt really sick after it.
I
And
actually remember you telling us that. Yes.
yeah, I think part of the problem is it's really heavy and it's cheese and creams. And I don't necessarily think it's like their fault. I think it's just such a heavy meal that I
Mm.
remember my sister and I both after, or whoever we went with made us go to Little Sweet Treat after at the time. And I remember standing in Little Sweet Treat like sweating. And I was like, I don't feel good. And I
Mm.
remember Ubering home while they were doing their thing because I really didn't feel good. And that's why I don't want to go back anytime soon. But I
Wow.
think it's my fault. I don't think it was on them.
Okay. Should we move on to Industry Kitchen?
Yeah, but we have to preface it with our day ahead of time.
Yes. Yes. For context, I think you had also wanted to do this for a long time, but ever since I moved to the city in the summer of 2022, I always saw the TikToks like, "Come with me to walk the length of Manhattan." And it was kind of
Mhm.
a bucket list thing for me. I was like, you know what? That would be a cool activity to do. And I believe it was May
It was
3rd.
May.
May 3rd. May 3rd was the day. Yes, May 3rd, 2025. Me, you, Jillian, and one of Jillian's friends tagged along and we walked, I believe it was 16 miles from
Too
tippity
many.
top to tippity bottom.
Yeah, if you haven't heard of this, it's also called the City Challenge.
Yes, from Alana Glazer's show.
Oh, the show brought, yeah, that makes sense actually. I don't watch that show, but it did come from that.
I don't like Alana Glazer, so I definitely don't watch.
And I didn't like this activity we did. So basically, well, I'm not trying to complain about you guys, but if you are thinking of doing this, do not do it with slow walkers or you will want to literally give up. I swear to God, I walked this whole thing by myself. Josh and Jillian were like 10 feet behind me this entire walk. I think I walked the whole day by myself.
I was pacing with Jillian, but I just let the record show I could have done it faster.
I'm never doing it with you guys again. I think I would actually make
You
someone
don't
do
have
like a
to.
walking test to do it with me again. But essentially, if you look up on TikTok, you can walk the tippity top to the tippity bottom. You start on 200 something street, you end at Battery Park, the tippity bottom. So, as foodies, we were trying to incorporate cool food stops along the way and cool landmarks. I forget what they're called.
We went to the
Yes.
cloisters. It was a cool, like, I mean, it was actually very hot for early May, but
Yeah, it was hot.
it was cool to like really like see all the different neighborhoods. We started at 216th Street. Technically, I believe the actual first street that you're supposed to do is 225, but that's okay.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, I thought
but
we did
that's
it right.
okay. 9 blocks shorter, it was fine.
So we started at a coffee shop I don't remember the name of, so I don't think I recommend it.
Black Bunny, Bunny,
It had the name Bunny in it. It was
Bunny
fine.
in Inwood. Yes,
So if I were to give someone advice for doing this whole walk, my first advice would be probably don't. But my second advice would be don't center it around food,
hmm
which coming from us is crazy because the mental toll this takes on you for some reason is a lot. And we had multiple instances. So our second stop was supposed to be Absolute Bagels on the Upper West Side. Everyone says it's the best bagel. We get there, permanently closed. They went out of business. And I actually yesterday sent to you guys in a group chat that it just opened again, which is funny. But
I also just want to mention we did see someone get hit by a car as well, which I don't
I
mean to
forgot
laugh
about
about
that.
it, but
That's not funny. That's a nervous laugh.
just crazy though that we witnessed that. He
Five
was
minutes.
okay, luckily. But it was like crazy, like that the bagel shop was closed. We saw that. Like we just really were going through
And then we
the
tried
highs and
going,
lows.
yeah. Then we tried going to another bagel place, and I feel like that didn't work out
That was
after.
closed too. So that's why we ended up at a diner.
So we were hangry a little bit. And
Very, very.
we ended up at a diner. The diner was fine.
It's a diner. Yeah.
Can't complain. And then Jillian was like, I need to buy new shoes and was trying to look up Nordstrom. And we were like, no, you are not buying. Like,
You were not prepared for this walk. We keep going.
yeah, we keep going. So this is where it gets a little interesting. Also, if you're going to do this walk, do it with people you're not embarrassed to lose your mind around, right? Like, AKA, like, yell at like a sibling.
Yes, you have to do it with someone you're.
You're like
Don't do
trying
this
to,
as like a 10th date.
Yeah, no, do not do this as a date. Don't do this with an acquaintance, new friend, someone who is sensitive to maybe annoy like if you talk to them in an annoyed tone. So we get where does Jamie join? So
She
Jamie,
joins us in the like we're on the West Side Highway, but in the West Village
so
area.
Jamie is Josh's sister, and I
Hmm.
think we need that for context. So Jamie heard us talking about the idea, and she goes, "No, thank you." And we were like, "Really? This sounds so much fun."
Jamie loves walking. Shout out to you, Jamie. We know you love to go on your walks, especially around
Yeah.
your favorite place, the East Village.
She was being so weird about it. She was like, I'm good, not interested. So she decided once we got to the Elk in the West
Yes.
Village, which
Yeah.
also did not hit, that she was going to join us. And that's probably mile 11 or 12.
Probably 12. Yeah.
Um, so she joins us and she's kind of in a good mood, and we're all just like not happy at this point.
We're in a bad mood. She's in a good mood.
It wasn't that bad yet, but as we approach mile like 13, Jamie's like, "So, what are we thinking for dinner?" Or maybe we were all starting to get really hungry. We burned like a lot, like 2,000 calories or maybe
Hmm.
more. And this is when Josh and Jamie break out into like, and honestly, me too. I was fighting with you guys too about where to get dinner because we didn't do research about that ahead of time and we could not agree on what we wanted.
No, we
We
couldn't.
really, we really couldn't. Thinking about it, I felt hangry. Like I was very angry. And Jamie and I both wanted PJ Clark's. Jamie more than me. And then Josh was like, "You joined in mile 12. You don't get a say."
I just want to say, in fairness, to defend myself, I feel like that's fair. The meal should have been up to the three of us. Also,
Yeah,
important to
but I was
mention,
down for that.
I had a burger for lunch, so I did not want to eat a burger again for dinner. I was hoping for either Italian or Mediterranean that night. I actually think I really wanted
Okay.
grilled octopus that night.
Yeah, I was very against that. No one wants to basically walk a half marathon and get Mediterranean food. That is psycho. Ask any runner, they're getting Italian food after. I'm telling you, they're not eating
I
Mediterranean.
just want to let you know, coming from the person that used to work at Peloton, these people would eat all kinds of things, not just pasta after a
I'm
marathon.
not walking 16 miles to go get a chicken kebab. That's just not hitting. So see, we're none of us are agreeing. So like Jamie
Yeah.
and I are like want burgers. Josh wants grilled octopus. Jilly, I think, wanted sushi, which is even grosser after.
No, that could hit like chicken teriyaki, noodles,
Mm,
sushi, like
sushi does not
crispy
hit after a
rice.
marathon, half marathon. See, as you can see, we can't agree to this day of what we
Yeah.
should have ate after that. Let
So
us know.
so this leads us to we finish our walk and we head over to the pier over by the Brooklyn Bridge, and it lands us at Industry Kitchen. And before you give us your thoughts, Gabby, I'm going to give you some of mine. Vile, foul, putrid, appalling, nauseating, sickening, repulsive, revolting, icky, yucky, nasty, and gross. The worst culinary experience I've ever had since I moved into New York City. And this will go on the Instagram page, and I will tag at Industry Kitchen because I am willing to give them redemption. But it was
I'm
the
not.
worst
I'm not.
meal I have ever had in my entire New York City life.
It also makes it 10 times worse that we did this challenge beforehand.
Yes. But even if I had gone there and had 12 hours of sleep and walked 5 steps instead of 40,000 that day, I still wouldn't have changed my mind of how bad it was.
I I actually disagree. I would have, but it still wasn't good. So it's packed. So it's very cool because they have a lot of outdoor seating right on the water. So it's a vibe. That's why we chose it. And it was
Hmm.
American food. They had pizza, they had burgers, they had maybe Mediterranean. It's eclectic.
Yeah.
And we got seated right away. And I remember on the walk, I was like, you want to know what? All that sounds good right now is an Aperol Spritz. Like that sounded really refreshing after this walk. So I order it and she was like, I'm so sorry. We're out of Aperol. What? It's literally May 3rd. Summer, like, what do you mean you're out of
I
Aperol?
feel like I mentioned this in a past episode. If you running out of Aperol is like an ice cream place running out of sprinkles. If you're a bar, restaurant slash bar that has waterfront seating, you can never run out of Aperol Spritz from May 1st to September 1st. ever.
Yeah, and I think it was one of the first warmer days of the year.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable. You can't, and I was visualizing this since like mile 10.
Hmm.
So that was annoying. Was there a problem getting water at some point?
Yes, water refills were an issue. A big zero on the water refills. Listen,
And we walked so much prior to this. So
we
all of this
needed
is just
water.
exacerbated.
We I understand they were very busy. Like every table was taken. But if that's the case and you're understaffed, you have to either decrease the capacity of the restaurant because you're over-indexed, or you need to hire more people. I mean, those are the two solutions. Way too many people, not enough wait staff, and you get the result of terrible service.
Yeah, the Aperol really was just like unbelievable.
I feel like the service was just kind of the beginning of where this meal went.
She was, and the waitress was confused, I feel like.
I think she just had too much going on. I don't take it personally for her herself. I think she was just in a bad situation. But yeah, it was a rough meal.
So you got the cheese pizza, which I don't even think I would try to order that there, but who knows? And I
I
got a
just
burger.
I didn't want the burger because I had it for lunch. So I was like, let me get the pizza. And how do I put this lightly? There was no cheese on my pizza. I'll attach a photo for the people watching. It was maybe like a couple pieces of cheese. And in my mind, it's like when they were in the kitchen, they just picked up a little bit and just like kind of threw it on my pizza. I felt like they were rationing cheese, and I bet they were because I bet they were so crowded that they were running out of cheese by the end of the
Probably.
day. And so they
Probably.
decided, you know what? It's okay if it's a tomato pie instead of a cheese pie.
And it also looked gluten free.
Yeah, the crust was. I like thin crust pizza. This was paper thin pizza.
It
This
didn't
was
look like pizza.
this was 8 by 11 printer paper pizza. Like
Jeez.
DiGiorno's pizza in the supermarket is better than the pizza I had at Industry Kitchen. And I'm
Yeah.
volunteering right now, Industry Kitchen. I know I've never owned a restaurant. I've never worked at a restaurant. I've never made a pizza. I will come give them a pizza workshop on how to properly make pizza. I'll find them a new dough provider. I'll get them cheese. I'll get them the right cheese because clearly whoever leads their process there doesn't know what they're doing. And I'm sorry to be harsh, but
Yeah.
they don't.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to have good pizza though. Like that was not the vibe I was getting, but doesn't make it right. In terms of the burger, it just wasn't good. I like it medium. I like a little juice. I like it pink. Doesn't
Mhm,
even need to be overly pink, just like some sort. It can't be just straight brown throughout.
mhm.
And that's what it was. And like we were just so mentally and physically tired that all we wanted was good food.
And
And
I don't know if you remember also after the meal, we had a little bit of a hard time getting dessert. We were looking all over the place
yeah,
for ice
why?
cream. I think like 16 Handles was closed already, Carvel was closed, so then we went to the ice cream place in the mall over there. There was a line. I was like, I don't want this. So then we
Oh
got
my God, yeah, I
we
forgot
and
about
then we went to the first ice cream truck. I don't know if you remember this. He was out of chocolate ice cream.
that.
And I'm like, "What do you mean you're out of chocolate ice cream?" So
I do remember this. Wait, yeah. And then, but I didn't want chocolate. So I got it at the first truck. And
you
you
got
were
the first.
throwing, and so did Jillian. And you were throwing a hissy fit
Yes, I
because we
was.
both got ice cream and we're finally happy. But you didn't. But then I found another ice cream truck
You saved the day.
for you across the street. So we went, and he had chocolate. And then I licked all the sprinkles off of mine. And he was so kind. Do you remember?
Yes, he gave you
Said,
more sprinkles.
he's like,
Very
could I
kind.
please have sprinkles? And I was like, I will buy them. I just want more sprinkles for my ice cream. I've had a day. And he gave me like a little cup. So thank you.
Shout out to whoever that was. Very
Shout
generous.
out to whoever the ice cream truck is, not on the same side as Industry Kitchen, the one on the
Yes,
other
on the
side.
other side. I gave Industry Kitchen a 1.8, but you hear it here first, folks.
Don't go there.
Well, I was gonna say I give it a 0 instead. Like
Oh,
awful, awful, awful. If you want vibes only, that's a good place. If you get there early enough, you can get an Aperol Spritz and just sit there, kind of watch the boats go by, and then go to an
yeah.
actual meal somewhere else. That's your
Yeah.
best bet about Industry Kitchen.
I gave it a 1.3.
Oh wow, you got lower than me. I should drag it down on belly lower.
Wait, one of my friends, not gonna shout out, her gave it a 7.9, and I think oh my God, I wrote a caption on my belly, and I do not write captions, so I must have been pissed. Josh writes novels. I just don't write anything. I wrote, honestly, gross, but I ate it because I walked 15 miles, got the burger, ran out of Aperol, so no Aperol spritz. Wow.
Um,
Very
there are two
whiny of
people
me.
I follow on Belly. One person gave it a 7, and one person gave it a 6.8. to both those people, they don't follow the pod on Instagram. You both do not know food at all.
Jillian gave it a 0.5.
That's more like it. Shout out to Jillian.
Yeah.
She knows what she's
Wow.
doing with
And then
food.
Josh wrote, I'm going to read yours. Genuinely one of, if not the worst culinary experiences I've had in recent memory. The pizza tastes straight out of a supermarket. The service was awful. They ran out of Aperol. How does one do that? Also, my pizza had like no cheese. Are we rationing cheese? Basic and for tourists.
That's exactly how I feel.
Oh yeah, I found a picture of the pizza. That looks gross.
There is, I will make sure to include a photo of the pizza for those on Instagram and TikTok who watch because it was that bad.
Yeah, and I know a lot of like corporate companies go there for happy hours, and that's probably fine.
A happy hour is good there as long as they don't run out of things. I just dragged it down. I now give it a zero point 0.5. It's dead last on my list of
Give it a
restaurants.
zero. Can you make it a 0.0?
No, gave it all the way zero. It's a zero point 0.5. That's the lowest I can go.
Can I re-rank it? Rank
Yeah,
again.
no, reorder within your list.
Oh,
That's how,
reorder.
and just drag it
Wow,
down.
there are two things under it, but you want to know what? Industry Kitchen has to be 0. So now Industry Kitchen is, oh man, it left the page. A 0.5.
Look at that.
Yay.
Just hit us up, Industry Kitchen, if you guys want some like good counsel. I'd be more than happy to help rehab the image of your restaurant by the time it gets warm again, so you guys are ready for service to cook food. I'll be here.
Yeah. And on that note, this was episode 6 of Fork This City. So Don Angie is a fork. Yeah. Industry Kitchen is fork.
No.
No. We will see you next time. And hopefully, we will be sharing more positive reviews. But honestly, I think it's more fun when we give our honest opinions.
I agree. Everyone, be sure to give us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram at Fork This City Pod. Follow us on TikTok at Fork This City. We will see you next time. Thanks so much.
Bye.